Fungi. Well, that all started with our eldest daughter, Donna. She was at high school and they were asked to do for biology something on plants, botany I should have said, I think, on plants. So she and her girlfriend decided they'd do something different and they'd do one on fungi. Okay, and I haven't seen the actual written work, but they've got a little cardboard fold out with pages in it, and each page had a study of a particular fungi that they had found, and we named them as best we could. I didn't know anything about fungi at all in those days, and Roger Hilton, who's at UWA, came across this little booklet and he said to Donna, why don't you do a book on it? And of course when you're in high school you're flat out learning all the hard stuff, and she didn't have time for that. So Muggins got the job. And but Roger Hilton was, I started off from scratch, really from scratch. I knew what a mushroom was, you could eat it and all that sort of stuff. But Roger said, well, I'll give you all the help I can. And I used to go to, he was in Netherlands, and the trip right down to Netherlands with all the collected fungi and so forth, and get him to identify, and gradually they sort of fell into places, the ones that were edible, ones that boletes and so forth, ones with pores and so forth. So we built up quite a lot of knowledge from him. What's coming up next? Through my daughter here. Okay. All right, we'll go through these fairly quickly, mainly to point out the variety of fungi that there are around. There are two main groups, by the way, two that are mycorrhizal. They help the trees to get nutrients, because fungi are invisible in their former state, in the first state. The mycelium, the hyphae are that fine that you need a good magnifying glass to actually see them. And then they get into mycelium, where they all go, and you'll be fairly familiar with those when they're in the garden, you're digging over and you see all this white thready stuff. That's where the hyphae join up. Now they lock onto the roots of trees and supply, because they're so vast in the ground, they can pick up nutrients that the tree hasn't got a hope of getting enough of. And, we've got very, very poor ancient soils in WA, so the trees really look forward to sharing it with the fungi. Now what do the fungi get out of it? Well, the fungi haven't got chlorophyll. Okay, the trees have got plenty of it, and they send down the sugars and other nutrients to the fungi, which haven't got chlorophyll. So, and then you get the naughty ones, the pathogens, and the honey fungus is one of these, and it will take its association with trees too far. It locks onto them, and if it's not a healthy tree, it might kill them. So they're very, very pretty. And I've got one photo of one here, or a drawing. Okay, Armillaria, the honey fungus, that's the very one. Now, normally, that's just a single one to show you what it looks like. The colour hasn't come out, it's a beautiful yellow actually. Usually you see them around the base of a tree, beautiful golden yellow, but they're not very nice. Okay, Mycena as far as I know, am I right there, Peter? I haven't done hard about that one. What do you reckon? Metal cars? Okay. They're the little tiny ones that you see around. There's a whole spate of them too. Little pixie caps and things like that. Gorgeous little things. And this is just to show you the variety of one species. This is one Eric and I used to call the slimy cap, because it has the top is very, very slimy. But look at all the different heights of them and so forth. Some of them are on the way up, some of them won't grow any bigger. They're all collected and put in a picture. Okay, that's one of the ones that Roger Hilton used to call the fire girls, I think it was. Now they're the waxy ones, and they're a different composition to the other ones. They're flexible and very pretty. That should be a lot brighter than that, brighter red. So there's a whole team of those. That's right, this is Paul Armstrong, who was one of our members in 1984, a soft bracket one, a Crepidotus we think it is. A lot of the brackets are very woody and they'll last for years, but this one's a soft one and it's dead and gone next year. Calocera, yellow stumps. I used to call this Scotchman's beard for some reason, because they were yellow and hairy and bristly sort of thing. Some of these are my paintings out of a book I did. And that's a very pallid looking one. That's a jelly fungus, and they are nice and bright yellow usually, or they can be bright. Not much good for eating because they're absolutely tasteless. So, and another one that's a bit different with tooth fungus, and they come up in the hills. That was from our daughter's backyard in Glen Forest. So tooth fungi, another variety. And that's an edible one as long as you get it fresh. That's the beefsteak fungus. It's a very poor picture of it though. The underside, there should have been two pictures there. This underside which is showing there should be quite red, and it's like a piece of meat if you like. The top is dull brown like that, but it must have been stuck for something to get a photo of for that one. Agaricus. Now Agaricus are all our mushrooms and that sort of family. Now they're not all edible though. The ones you see in the shops are usually pretty safe to eat, but one I tried and I didn't know about cutting them down the middle, and if they turn yellow, back off. They're not good for you because there's another element in there that's not supposed to be good for you. And somebody, one of the other teachers has been eating them, so, well, he's not dead yet, so I'll have a go, but I backed off afterwards. That's one of the big horse mushrooms. I'm not sure the species. Another one of them, beautiful things. Some of them grow about this far across, and really, and good to eat too. And that's another one, I think it is an Agaricus, one of the mushrooms. It's got fine, very fine, fine gills, yeah, and Agaricus looking cap, so I might be wrong on that. Weirdos. Now, some people unfortunately get deformations. This thing there, this is the main fungus body, and that has grown out of it. You wonder what the heck you found. It's just a weirdo. I think there's another one. Yes, that's not a very good shot of it. You can see there a little lump growing out of that one. And sometimes you'll get another fungus growing out of the particular fungus you're looking at. Polypores now, and all the other ones I've shown you so far except for the tooth fungus have got gills. And these ones are pored. Now that one's got huge pores, okay, Hexagonia. And that's one of the scarlet bracket fungus. Coccineus gives it away there, and very common on logs, and that's one that'll last through the different seasons and grow bigger and bigger. You can see the new growth on it each year. That's another one. Bright yellow below, that's right, yeah. That one is often used. Any of you do dyeing of material at all? No? Well, that one's used for dyeing material, one of the several ones that are used for dyeing. And that is, that all should be bright yellow. So usually way up on trees and they'll fall down when they're dead. What was that one? Oh, puffballs, yeah. No, sorry, earth balls. Now the difference between puffballs and earth balls don't puff, okay, because they're solid, they're round and they're hard, fairly hard anyway. And all the black stuff in the middle is spore material. And they're waiting for a little boy to come along and give it a good kick, and away it goes and spread the spores all over the place. Now that's a stinkhorn, Phallus pradrianus stinkhorn, and they do. All that black stuff there is a mucus which pongs to high heaven. Now why does it pong? What is it trying to attract? Blowflies. Blowflies. Yeah, there's a whole family of those. Now that one's another paw. It's a lace or basket or net fungus. It should be a sphere, and it's also covered with putrid mucus. And what it does is detach itself from the base, and the wind blows it along. All the spores get spread around. Very handy. And one more, I think. Oh no, that's a stalk puffball, and you can see the top has burst open. That's the natural way they disperse those spores. And the matchstick there. A lot of people send a photo to you. You've got no idea how big it is because there's no gauge to it. And if you do send a photo in to us, and they'll be very welcome, cut it down the middle, show the inside, put a matchstick or 10-cent coin, anything to give a size. Okay, and that's an Amanita. You'll notice the big, what they call the vulva. It's typical of Amanitas, but they don't all have it, as you people will well know. So, and a lovely gill structure, very, very fine gills. You can see the structure of the gills there. Gills are a point too. If they're well spread, that's an indicator. If they're packed like that, it's another indicator. Some of them have got forked gills, properly forked gills. Okay. Now, you noticed along the bottom there, what do you reckon that is? A bone. Okay. Now these ones are found near animal carcasses, and they're feeding on the meat products. What's the word for that? Protein, I suppose. Yeah, coming on alongside of that. So when I saw the bone there and the fungus, aha, I know what that is. Okay, puffballs. Right, now as I was talking before, one of the gentlemen in this audience gave me that one, and yeah, that's yours. Yeah, it hasn't come through very well. Now that's an earth star, and it's a puffball on a stalk. Mostly they're on the ground and not supported like that. Some of them are very tall actually, and they burst out. And it only takes a drop of rain on that, and puff, outside of that little orifice comes a puff of spores and gets blown away, hopefully. Okay, so thank you very much, John, for that one. And thank Rachel for putting it into it too. Right, okay. Well, I think you've had enough of me for now, so thank you for being very patient, and you too.